Thank you for joining us. I'm Victoria Thompson, a senior manager within Worldwide Public Sector Partners here at AWS. Today, I'm joined by Brian Demel, Executive Director at UC San Diego, and James Smith, Head of Account Management at Strategic Blue. Brian, I would love if you can kind of kick off and tell us a little bit more about your partnership with AWS and Strategic Blue.
All right, thanks. So our partnership with AWS and Strategic Blue both started about the same time, which was about 7 years ago. And there are three main components to that. One was just our general cloud program that we established at the university. Before we had the program in place, it was the Wild West. People were buying stuff here and there, and we needed to control that both from a cost management standpoint as well as to enable some security controls and some other pieces that were missing. The second was as part of what we called our ESR program, which was a large-scale ERP replacement of legacy workloads from decades prior. We had a cloud-first approach, and we established our new analytics platform as well as a large integration platform, all within Amazon. We also use EKS, or the Kubernetes service within AWS, to deploy workloads on there as part of this ecosystem. And then the third component was an NSF grant that was awarded to the University of California, San Diego, and our partners at the San Diego Supercomputer Center, University of Washington, and Berkeley to establish what was called a cloud access entity. And this was put in place by the NSF to try to enable researchers to move to the cloud. This is a nationwide program, and it was really put in place to reduce the friction required, and that's been branded as Cloud Bank. So that's this third piece, is the Cloud Bank program. And Strategic Blue has been part of all of these efforts that we've been doing at the university and has been a very close partner of ours and has helped us get where we're at.
Awesome, that's amazing. James, I would love if you could tell me how Strategic Blue helped UC San Diego go all in.
Fantastic. Well, I guess the first part is understanding Strategic Blue a little bit. We're a bit of a unique AWS partner and reseller that's focused almost solely on the money aspect of cloud, so the financial operations, which is commonly known as Cloud FinOps today. And we were founded about 14 or 15 years ago when Cloud FinOps wasn't even a term. So we care deeply about the money. We care deeply about helping customers like UC San Diego build the bridge between the technical teams and the financial teams, and having that sort of understanding between the two of them. And then finally, it's all about efficiency. There's two key ways that we've helped UC San Diego in the cloud. And the first is what I would define expertise. So making sure that they've got a financial partner that really understands the cloud economics, the return on investment, making sure that they're comfortable that when they move to the cloud, which is a massive investment and a massive piece of work, that they're comfortable that they're getting the best price point possible while doing it, that it makes sense from a return on investment perspective, and that they have complete visibility and transparency into all the changing and variable cloud costs that are associated. So that's the first part. The second part I would define as flexibility. As an AWS reseller that's an intermediary, we're able to be very flexible with our customers. So whether it's flexibility with dashboarding and reporting, so for example, we use the AWS QuickSight dashboard tools, the Kudos dashboards, which are absolutely fantastic, and we customize those for our customers to help them really understand where their investment's going, what the spend is doing, and get them comfortable with that sort of cultural change of the variability of cloud costs. And other areas such as providing bespoke reports to UC San Diego so that we can help them with their showback, chargeback internally, because that's a massive potential hurdle for public sector organizations that are sort of beginning their cloud adoption journey, is how do they deal with all these different end customers or the researchers. And then the last bit I would describe as flexibility with discounts, which is probably Strategic Blue's superpower. So we basically do a sort of commitment, so saving plan and reserved instance, flexibility arbitrage type model, where we're bulk buying at the top and taking increased positions with AWS, and then we're fitting our customers into bespoke discounts that fit their needs. So this can be particularly prevalent in institutions in the US where a researcher might have a 6-month budget, or they might have a 9-month project, and accessing the best price point for those 6 months or 9 months or 18 months. And that's where we've really worked with the UC San Diego to make sure that, as I say, they're as efficient as possible, because we know that gets reinvested, and the growth journey has been phenomenal.
Brian, sounds like you've had an amazing team of, highly skilled cloud experts supporting you and kind of helping you to drive forward and accelerate innovation in your journey to the cloud. Any highlights or key learnings that you wanted to share with everyone? I
spent the first year and a half just asking questions of my staff when we would get requests for, I need X sized, compute for some project. I would start asking them, well, how much is that going to cost the organization? So I started to get their brains to shift into thinking about money, which a lot of tech people don't do a lot of thinking about money.
Not easy to do.
No. And so that took a while, but then about a year and a half later, they started asking those questions.
Nice.
So I didn't have to keep asking them all the time. So I saw shift. We kind of organically grew and developed a number of staff. We, as a higher ed institution, we don't have endless amounts of money. I couldn't just go hire an entire cloud team to come in and, okay, you run the cloud and you all get to go do this. So we kind of grew this organically over time. So one of the things I would recommend is definitely train your people, right? Get the training early, get them exposed to this, get their thinking to shift about that everything costs money, whether it's your equipment and gear on site or whether you're paying for the cloud, and get that shift to happen. And then, Strategic Blue was a big part of us, especially focusing more on the money piece. And we then, about 3 years ago, we hired a specific finance person that her job is to manage our cloud. So she pays attention to all the accounts that are spread across both our campus and our health system. She does the bill backs. She will also identify when there's some usage that could get moved to some other type to save us money. Strategic Blue will provide recommendations for us to do X, Y, or Z to be able to save some more money also and optimize that. So definitely that is another takeaway. And what we're doing now, after we kind of did what a lot of organizations did, was just kind of go into the cloud. You don't have a whole lot of time to think strategically about how best to run in the cloud. And now we've been in the last year and a half, 2 years, trying to optimize the workloads, trying to shrink the size, trying to just make a number of moves. But it is a much different world that you have to pay attention to constantly. Yeah. Whereas if you just buy your equipment and you have it, it's kind of sunk cost and you just use it until you need to replace it. It's a shift in thinking and mindset. And so those are a few things I would say organizations could benefit from doing sooner rather than later.
No, I completely agree with what Brian's saying. I think one of the things I want to say is that the AWS, UCSD and Strategic Blue partnership is a complete demonstration of customer obsession, and we all love customer obsession. Yes. And also a partnership in action. It really is a true partnership that goes beyond just an end customer relationship. And we've had fantastic support from our counterparts at AWS on the UC San Diego account, and we all work together as a collective. So whether that's thinking of new ways, innovative ways to use new services with AWS, we get together and we think about those things. Whether it's putting in place, private pricing or migration type, plans to help the growth journey and to make sure that UC San Diego are moving across in the correct way. The whole partnership's been absolutely fantastic, and I guess to Brian's point, lessons learned or what we'd like to do in the future, I think communication is absolutely key between the partners and the customer. You know, honest and open communication. But also, I think we'd like to do sort of more sort of three-way workshops with AWS, with UC San Diego, so that we can help UCSD become a success, but also so we can help facilitate the continued success with AWS and growth with AWS. So that's probably what we'd look to take forward to the future.
Yeah, I love that. And, you know, at AWS, we love learning and always hearing from our customers and our partners because, you know, we work backwards from your needs. And so as you provide that feedback and help us to learn more about some of the challenges or outcomes you're looking to find, like, we're definitely better together so we can innovate and iterate together.